I have my first Q&A video and I wrote down all of your questions. I am choking already. And so I'm gonna get to every single one of them from my last video where I asked you to give me questions. And, oh, I guess I should say happy Halloween first. It is Halloween. I have been sitting here. Halloween where I'm at is from 6 to 8. I feel like that's a pretty normal time. Not a single kid has shown up. I feel gypped. Or they should feel gypped because I have so much candy and they are not getting any of it. And I want them to because I do not need 3 jumbo-sized bags of candy laying around. I just don't. Also, I'm going to insert a picture. I dressed Tester up. He was not happy about it, but he looked adorable. So I'm going to leave it right here for you guys to see. I don't know if I should keep this on. I think I should keep it on as long as it's not annoying me through the video. Otherwise, I'll just put my hood down. And I am a giraffe, if any of you wondered. I got called Simba a few times, but I think that's because I had my giraffe head down at work today. And maybe that's why they couldn't tell, but I feel like these are giraffe marks. It doesn't matter. The colors, I guess, are the same. Anyways, let's get straight into your questions. So the first one is by Simply Sage, and if I butcher your name, I apologize. I'm not the best at this. Her question is, do you have any siblings, and if so, how many? I do have one sibling. I have a sister. She's a year and 8 months ahead of me age-wise, so we actually were just 1 grade apart through school. So we grew up next to each other and we shared clothes, and I feel like that is like the best scenario. I liked it, especially because we got to share clothes. I did have, or do, it's a confusing thing and it would take forever, not too far to explain, but I did have 2 stepbrothers at one time. But I do not consider them my stepbrothers anymore because of another situation. Wrong word. Samurai Scholar asked, if you had to leave the house wearing only 1 item of makeup, what would it be? I would definitely say foundation because I have a lot of acne and acne scarring, and that is like my biggest concern on my face, is covering that nonsense up. Amy Things asks, if you have only $20 per month to spend on a subscription box, which do you choose and why? Now, if I have $20, like, does it have to be 1 subscription box? Because if it doesn't have to be 1, I would do both Ipsy and Birchbox. If it only had to be 1, now technically, like, without the $20 aside, I'd probably pick Pop Sugar, but since the $20 is in there and I could only pick 1 box, it would have to be Ipsy. Because I feel like you get the most full-size items for $10 a month, and overall value tends to be more than Birchbox. Although I am obsessed with Birchbox points, I've gotten so much stuff off of there and I love it. If I only had the 1 box, I would think I would do Ipsy. Zarmusin and It's Me Brie S have asked me a similar question. So Zarmusin, I swear I'm not saying that one right, says, what are you studying at university? And It's Me Brie S asked, are you still striving to be a guidance counselor? So she basically answered that question. I am in my master's program. I already finished my undergraduate. I got my bachelor's in science and psychology, and now I'm in my master's for school counseling, and I am in my first year of that still. So yes, I have probably at least another year to go, maybe like a year and a half, and then I will have my license, so that is exciting. Yeah, so the question to that is yes and yes. Shannon Brianna asks, what are your 3 favorite lip products? And I would say I have them already out for you guys. Numero 1 is a chapstick, specifically in, actually, that's a lie. I have strawberry right here, but cherry would be my favorite. Strawberry's backup. It's like my second favorite of the chapstick realm, and that's number 1. I have to have this. If I could only pick 1 lip product in the world, it would be cherry chapstick, strawberry if I had to. The next one, and this is for right now, at least not for that, that is for always. This though is right now because it's what I'm using, but the brand's the same. It's by C.O. Bigelow and I get it at Bath & Body Works, and I like their menthol line. So this is the Vanilla Mint Supreme 2X Lip Shine, and I am just about out of this. It is a clear minty gloss, a little bit vanilla, and I like wearing it at the bridal shop because then when I'm with my customers, I feel like it helps my breath. so that's why I use it, and it's really nice. I just like a clear gloss. I have hair in my eye. It's just a clear gloss. It doesn't have any color to it, so I don't have to worry about the color transferring up on areas it shouldn't be, and it's just really easy to use, so that's why I like that. And then my third favorite, right now at least, is, and it looks so janky, by Too Faced, the lip cream, La Lip Cream, and it's in Country Star, and it looks, oh god, Chester fur. Okay, the hood's down. It looks janky because a moose was chewing on it, and I did not catch it in time. In his spare time, if my room is open, which now I try not to open it, he will go into my makeup stash and pull out just anything, typically something I really like, and eat it. So I saved it from him eating like the product, but he definitely got the packaging. And it comes out really weird too now because he dented it. So pretty. I love this stuff. It's just a really like nude lip color, and it's very shiny and like soft on the lips. It doesn't dry me out, and that is basically my favorite thing about it. So I love it. It's really expensive though for a lip product, like $22. I only will get these if I have a coupon, 20% off from Ulta or Sephora. And then she also had another question, and it was, if you were a crown, what color would you be and why? I don't have any idea. Like, your favorite color is one of the hardest questions for me because I can't pick them. I love all colors. If I really had to narrow it down, it would be like a blue color because I like blue and I feel like it makes my face look nicer. That makes sense. My eyes, it brings out my eye color, so I like wearing blue, so I'm assuming that's why I would be some sort of blue crown. I hope that satisfies your question. Boulder Bon asks, what motivated you to start making YouTube videos? And her next question, which also goes into what motivated me, is, do you remember the first YouTube video you ever watched? And I do. It was Miss Jen Fabulous, and it was a Birchbox unboxing. So I like immediately signed up for Birchbox, and then I was like, YouTube videos, this sounds really fun. And I was like, let's start it. So I opened up my Mac computer and it was really bad quality and I started filming. So my first videos are really sucky. I suggest you do not watch them. Just, yes, my video quality has improved greatly, mainly on just like the actual video and being clear. Not that the Mac computers are bad to start on, it just mine specifically, it was a really old Mac, very fuzzy. I think the new ones have a lot better, was it megapixels? I don't know if that's the word, but it was not good. So yeah, Miss Jen Fabulous started my YouTubing. Little Bit of Beauty 050 asks, how did you and Sam meet? Sam is my boyfriend, if you didn't know that. We met in high school. Actually, it was like the 5th day. I transferred in high school from a private school to a public school, and like the first week I was there, lunch sucked because when you're new at a school, you do not know where to sit and everything is just like very overwhelming. And another girl that I used to go to school with when I was back at like my Catholic school in junior high, she also transferred to the school I was at. She did it like a few years back, so she said I could go ahead and sit with them, and that's how I met Sam, because he was sitting directly next to me and he stole my 17 magazine, and I remember not being happy about that. I'm like, why did this kid just take my magazine? And he wasn't even talking to me, he just took it. And that is how we met at the lunch table, and I did not like him at first. Part of that question was, how long have we been together? We have been together for just over 8 years now, so it feels like forever. And then another question from her was, who are your favorite YouTubers to watch? I have a huge list of subscriptions, but my absolute top favorites would be Mac Barbie 07, of course. Definitely Miss Glamorazzi. I absolutely love her videos. She just they both have the best editing in the world. I'm obsessed. It's just really fun to watch. And then, 11th Gorgeous. I love them. They are so much fun to watch. Just so bubbly of a personality. And then there are so many more. I don't even know where to go with. I still like Miss Jen Fabulous. She started it for me and I am going to stick with her as a subscriber. Allison Marie, A-Marie, like XO or something. I love her videos too. She is a sweetie. Absolutely love her. No, I think those would be my favorites. But again, I have like a bazillion other ones I really like watching too. Oh yeah, so Sunny Day Forever 1 asked, and she felt weird asking this, and it's completely fine that you asked, because in a video previously, maybe a couple times, I've mentioned that I was gonna give Sam something to put in his room, and his room is not like an actual separate bedroom per se. It is an office for him because he has a big boy job and he brings his work home sometimes, so he has an office area, and it's also where I make him put his video games too because he has an Xbox. He hasn't used it in a while, but when we first started living together, he played it all the time, so his office Xbox game room is where I am saying when I say I'm going to give it to put in his room. So you don't have to feel awkward about asking that. I guess I should have probably mentioned that in the videos because that would have been a little odd. Malibu Simmer asks, what are your top 5 favorite subscriptions? And thank you for giving me 5 because that is a lot easier than picking one. Again, I'm gonna go with Ipsy, of course, Birchbox, Pop Sugar. Ooh, I have 2 more. Mimi Box. Yes, they give you so much stuff in those. Oh, 1 more. This is hard. I guess it's Glossy Box. Maybe? Yeah, I'm gonna go with those 5. And then she asked, what's the worst makeup brand? And that one's hard because all makeup brands have their highs and lows, but if I had to pick one, I would say e.l.f. And I don't want like a ton of hate from that, but it's just because a lot of the products I've used are just not great compared to my other ones, and it's not that it's like just a bad brand, it's just not the best quality on some of their products. They do have a few like decent products, and I can't say like their brand just sucks. It's just some products aren't that great. And then her last question was, what's a style you would rock now but not back then? I am the kind of person that I like when people say that's so cute but I could never pull it off. I don't really understand that because I feel like you can wear anything and it doesn't matter. So I'm the kind of person that will wear all different styles. I'm not just a specific, I want to be like sporty or really girly. I just like everything. So I don't really know how to answer that question, other than the fact that there has been one thing where I was like, I will never wear that, and I ended up wearing it, and it was combat boots, so I guess that would be my answer. I think that works. And Ann Nicholas says, do you miss the original Little Black Bag? Absolutely. I loved Little Black Bag. I had so much fun with that site, and now that it's Pose, it's definitely different because I don't really buy anything from it and I don't trade on it either. I've gotten a few things, but and I did trade one thing actually. But the good thing about Pose is I'm making money with it, whereas on Little Black Bag I was not making money with that. I was spending money. And that's where I like Pose a little bit better than Little Black Bag, and that's really tough to say because I was obsessed with Little Black Bag, but I'm making money on Pose, and that's why I really like it. And then she asked, what's the weirdest thing you've been asked at the bridal shop? I haven't been asked a ton of weird things. There have been some super weird people, but them asking me weird things isn't that much of a problem, although one person, it was a family of like mom and daughter, and the mom pulled me aside. She's like, you recognize her, don't you? And I'm like, what? She's like, she's famous. And I'm like, no. I said no, I didn't know who she was. And later on after they left, I looked her up and the only thing I could find was a mugshot. So still to this day really confused about that. And she also asked, what's your most used product from a subscription? And that would be My Love and Joy, this precious little geode necklace. Amethyst purple, it is gorgeous, my favorite thing. I wear it with everything. I've actually been in the hunt for more of these, so I've gotten a white one and a gold one, and I feel like I ordered an orange one off not Amazon, eBay, but it hasn't came in yet, so, and a pink one. I just love them so much. Just a long dangle necklace, geode. I think that's what, it's a geode, right? It's an amethyst, but I don't know. It's a rock, stone thing, whatever, stone. Okay, so the very last question asked was by Junior Girl 2012, and she asked, how does my dog Moose and cat Chester get along now? They are still getting along, I would say better, but not that well, because Moose will chase Chester and Chester does not like that, and Moose bites at his fur. Chester has a lot of fur, and he, I don't think, really hits the skin, but still he's yanking out chunks of his fur, like pulling at it, and Chester does not like that. He takes it like a champ, but I feel bad for him. So I try to keep them separated when I can. If Moose is in a hyper mood, that's what I keep them separated, but if he's like calm, then Chester's perfectly fine to be in the same room with them. It's sad. Okay, and then lastly, I know I mentioned I would talk about what is wrong with me, and it's just really weird. And it's not something that is rare. I don't know actually about like where I'm at right now, but like the whole what started this isn't, and it's actually not, and people just don't talk about it. So I had a pilonidal cyst, and what that is just like an abscess, a cyst, you know what those are, but typically these are living underneath your tailbone, which is like above your butt, or like right at the top in between. Do you know what I'm saying? So I had one, and I had it for a really long time, and I didn't know it. Most people will be in like severe pain from it when it's like inflamed. Mine never was, but it itched, and I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was like a pimple. Is I get pimples all the time, and sometimes I get them in weird areas, and like right at the top of your butt would itch sometimes, and I just thought it was a pimple, and it was not. And I had a surgery, and this was 2.5 years ago, and I had a surgery, and it came out, and he said it was the biggest one he's ever seen. It was the size of a baseball that he cut out of me. So when you cut it out, the area that it's at, because he didn't know, I guess, what he was getting into, because we didn't do any actually we didn't do anything. I went in, and he was like, you need a surgery, and that was the only option, and I didn't really get to learn about what it was, and I didn't look it up because I'm the type of person that just trusts you, and if you're a doctor, I'm gonna just trust that you know what you're doing, and this is what I need to do. And he said we just needed surgery, and I didn't even know what surgery I was doing. I didn't know anything about it, and that was definitely a lot on me not asking questions, but from research afterwards, surgery is not like the only option, and that type of surgery definitely was not the only option. It was probably the worst option to do, and it makes me really mad thinking about it. But anyways, he cut me open. I had a really long incision mark, like basically you can look up what it looks like, because I'm obviously not going to show you any photos, and I don't suggest you, this part I guess isn't as bad, but cuts you straight down, all the way down, like basically your butt, and opens there, took it out, stitched me up, which that is not, I do not, if you have one and you haven't done a surgery, and I'll get into that later, do your research, but basically 2 weeks after my surgery, and he told me I can go back to work and go to school immediately after. Like, I did the surgery on a Saturday, and he said Monday I could go back and do my normal activities. Yeah, and I did. I had school. I couldn't miss it. I was like in my last year, or almost my last year of my undergraduate, and I'm the type of person that will not skip school for especially the classes I'm in for psychology. I'm not going to miss those. So I went back in 2 weeks after I opened up in 2 different areas of where the stitches were, and I'm assuming it got infected. And I basically had 2 holes in my body for over a year. And then finally I don't know, I guess I don't really want to go too much into, like, he was just not a good doctor. But finally I was like, I need to do something, because one, I can't even explain what it's like to have like holes in your body. Okay, I'm gonna move on a little bit. So I went to my, like, not a checkup, my thoughts are all over the place, a second opinion. And the second the doctor that I have now, surgeon, saw me, she was like, this is not okay. She's like, we have to do surgery, and we did it like 2 days later. And this time she did it a different way, which is one of the most common ways, and it's supposed to be, it's just supposed to heal better, one, and it's supposed to be so that you don't get them again. So pilonidal are something that reoccur often. Fingers crossed that I don't have to do another one. But she cut me open again. Had to do it in the same area, the same length, because all of what he did before was just completely, it was ruined. And this time she left me open, so I was completely open, and I still am open right now, and it's been a year after that surgery, so 2.5 years total right now, and I am healing still from the open surgery, and I just basically have the healing time of a 90-year-old. My body just for some reason won't do it, so we've been doing a ton of different stuff and trying to like fix it. That's why I am on this lovely machine. I showed this in my last video. It is something that's supposed, my words are getting all jumbled. It's supposed to promote healing. It's supposed to help close it. It's basically a suction, and it's a machine, and there's a little pocket where all of the stuff it's suctioning, if there's any fluids that shouldn't be in there and like infection, it's supposed to come up here, and there's a little canister for it. I go to the doctor 3 times a week to get that fixed and cleaned out and like changed. And at the moment I've been on it for only 2 weeks, so they have seen improvement. I don't know how much yet. I'm only 2 weeks in, so I'm not sure how long I will be on it, but as long as it's working, I'm going to stay on it. And I don't know, the nurses seemed really hopeful for it. They said today I had it changing, and they were really excited about what was going on. I am in, like, as far as I know, okay, this is really weird, but I have not looked at it since my open surgery. That's, if you look at photos, it's really traumatizing, and I didn't want to have that like visual in my mind. Sam's been really good helping me, the nurses and like the staff there have, so I haven't actually seen it. I know it's weird, but I will not have to ever like think of that in the future once I'm healed, which will be nice because it's pretty disgusting. At least the photos I saw of other people, and it doesn't like bother me seeing other people, but I think it would bother me seeing myself. If this doesn't work out, and it's something, if you know anyone that has one of these things or is suffering with it right now, definitely do your research. I found a really awesome, at least he seems awesome, doctor in San Francisco, and if this doesn't work out, I'm going to try to get a hold of him and see if he can take me. He does a lot of people that are from out of country and out of state, and he is supposed to be a lifesaver with it. So I am going to check that out if this doesn't end up working for me, but I'm really hoping it does, because it's easy to feel like helpless and hopeless with it. So I don't know, I'm just ready to get better, ready to stop having so many infections. When you have an open wound, it's really easy to get infections, and no matter how clean you keep it, it doesn't matter. It does matter, and I keep it really clean, but I still have gotten them. So I get fevers nonstop, headaches, sore throat. I'm just over feeling just sick, and it hurts to sit. I can't lay on my back. There's a lot of things I can't do. I can't do any sort of exercise. I've gained like 30 pounds during this. I'm sure you guys can tell just over when I first started, I was a lot skinnier and I didn't have this issue, and here I am 2.5 years later and 30 pounds heavier and just feeling not that great all the time. But YouTube is like an escape for me, so that's why I like doing it. And I'm sorry I haven't been on as much lately. I've gotten sick a lot, and then with my doctor appointments it's harder to make videos around my schedule because it's like dark out all the time when I get home. So I apologize for that, but I am definitely still going to be making videos, and I'll give you guys updates. I'm hoping to give you good updates at some point. I was hoping that I could have all this behind me and then tell you the full story and not be in the middle of it, but it's just drawn out so long that I feel like it's stupid not to say anything. But I'm hoping to give you good updates in the future. Other than that though, I don't have anything left. If you have any questions and you didn't ask last time, I think I'm going to do them once a month, Q&A videos, so leave any questions for my next one and I will definitely answer it. And other than that, I don't think I have anything left to say, and I am sorry this video was so long, and I'm sorry I got kind of emotional in it. And if you have any questions on like this part of it, or you want to email me or anything if you have it or you know someone that does, and I don't know, if you have any questions. I am definitely not an expert, but I've been through a lot of it and I know a lot of things about it, but again, not an expert. So, or if you have any advice, I would love to hear that. Advice is good. So yes, I will just see you guys really soon in another video. Bye!